Hello, everyone. Thanks so much for joining me here today as we get to talk about one of my favorite subjects, comic books. My name is Jose. I love comic books. I love talking about them. I love sharing them with you. Feel free to follow me on social media if you would like. Links are in the description below. I've also posted a link to the Marvel fan site that I have plot synopsis and character bios for this issue. The New Mutants number 6 from 1983. I love covers where the logo kind of breaks and or is moved. I just love that. So here we have Cannonball and the Silver Samurai, and then we have Rain here, Wolfsbane, and is this Mirage? The uniform's a little different, but anyway, so Bob McLeod was the cover artist, by the way. So here we go. We are in San Francisco's business district. It lets us know the Carillion Towers. And here comes Cannonball breaking through. And this is, oh my gosh, what is, Karma's dad. And then here we have Sunspot, Wolfsbane, and Karma herself here. And Chris Claremont is the writer. Sal Buscema is the penciler. It looks like we are done with Bob McLeod. He did do the cover, but he hasn't been here for a bit here. I do everything in reading order. I have several playlists. I have an XMen playlist where I just do the Uncanny X-Men, and doing right now Chris Claremont's run, and then and New Mutants playlist where you'll find all the New Mutants. But then there's an X Universe playlist, and I got everything in there. So the X Universe is all in reading orders. Starts out with X-Men, and then as we have several things, like we have a couple of Marvel team ups that are in there. We have the Marvel fanfare that's in there. Wolverine is in there, and I also have a Wolverine playlist. So feel free to check it out. So, all right. And oh, it's her uncle, not her father. That was my bad. And Karma says, "Good evening, Uncle. How pleasant to see you again." And the uncle says, "Shan, kill her, kill them all." And so these ladies, of course, have weapons ready. And Karma says, "No, they will not. Karma's power is to possess people." Of course, Wolfsbane turns into a wolf, and she lunges and captures that guy. I love his scream, "Yee!" And so Karma says, "We shall have no more trouble from these ladies. I have made them fall asleep. I pray, Sam, we have as easy a time with my uncle." And you can see them here down. And Karma says, "We require information, Uncle, about a criminal, an international terrorist named Viper." And he says, "You're wasting your time, girl." I love these panels that are open. I just like them, no borders. "I am a simple businessman. I have no dealings with such as," and Wolfsbane's like, "Grr. Why is this beast growling? Get it away from me, Shan," he says, the uncle, and he was sweating in here. "She knows you are lying, Uncle, as I do. We're in no mood for games. Viper abducted a friend of ours. We mean to rescue her, and you are going to help us." Again, another open panel here. "Suppose I refuse," says her uncle. "That would be regrettable." So she uses her power again. And Sunspot says, "A pity Professor Xavier isn't here, Shan. With his telepathic powers, he could read your uncle's mind and get all the information we need and more." "But the professor is not here, Robert," says Karma. "He is in Mexico, aiding Team America. Except when he contacts us, we are left to our own devices." So, "Look down, Uncle. It is 250-meter sheer drop to California Street." And he's like, "Blessed saints, they cannot save you, but I can destroy you. A thought. Sorry." But I can destroy you. A thought, a single step, is all that is required to rid the world of a piece of human vermin. Talk or die, Uncle. And and look at this smile. He says, "No. Do it. Possess me. Kill me. You certainly have a good reason. I betrayed your parents, corrupted your brother, forced you to destroy him. I am everything you hate and despise, Shan. So take my life, if you can. If you are not bluffing." And she's like, I cannot. And so, your father and the priest taught you too well, it seems. And Sunspot says, "Shan may have scruples, you fat pig, but I'm not so squeamish." And Carmen's like, "Roberto, no. Sam, Rain, stop him." And Sunspot's like, "Let me go." And Karma says, "The New Mutants do not kill, Robert. That is our pledge. If we do not hold true to those beliefs, then we are no better than my uncle." And he's like, "Tut tut, child, you judge me too harshly. I am neither an unreasonable nor vindictive man. I'll be most happy to assist you for a price," he says. "Your services, Shan, for a year." And then of course she thinks, "To work as my brother did, using my mutant powers to help him expand his criminal empire. Impossible. I will not. I dare not. But what then of Danny? Do I abandon my friends?" And she says, "Uncle, I accept." And so now we've got Team America here. Again, I have a playlist. Feel free to check it out here. And so here, Lobo, the wolf, he falls from his bike. And so, of course, they have a bit of a rivalry, these two. Are you Teddy? Are you ready? Sorry. So here comes the rest of Team America here. And Xavier comes in. "Have you lost your senses? Madre de Dios," Professor Xavier speaking to us with his thoughts. Of course, Professor is a telepath. So, "Not so loud, sir. Your projection is so intense it hurts." And Xavier says, "How dare you act so childish and irresponsible in a manner? You know what is at stake, a young girl's life. You have a long ways yet to go and a mission to accomplish. Your only hope for survival is cooperation. You must trust each other, work as a team, and not play tricks like overage schoolboys." And he says, "I'm sorry, sir. It won't happen again. Wrench, how's Wolf's bike?" "Here's the tools you wanted, honey." "Thanks, Georgina. I'll need some minor repairs, Honcho. I'll work as fast as I can." So they're off to rescue Mirage, or Psyche, I believe she's called during this time here. And so he admonishes these two for their thing. And he's like, "The professor's right. Dania Moonstar is counting on us. We screw up. We keep on the way we're acting like a bunch of amateurs. She's as good as dead. And so are we," he says. So, and I know that these are not, if you're following through what's going on in X-Men, you know that this happens either before or after the current storyline, but it's easier. This happens the same month as the as X-Men 171. So that's sort of why I do them like this, because otherwise then I have to decide, which story came first. Was it this one? Was it the other one? Was it, so it's easiest to do them the same month that the stories come out. So, and so we're in the California bank of the Colorado River, which I don't think looks quite like this, not in the California side. So, all right. And so here's Lalandra, and she goes, "Charles, are you well?" And Xavier says, "Just tired. We've landed midway between Team America's objective and the Mutants in San Francisco, near the limits of my telepathic range for both groups. The stress of the journey is magnifying magnifying already existing tensions within Team America, thus forcing me to devote most of my energy and concentration to them, leaving virtually none to spare for the New Mutants. And Lalandra says, "You must rest, my heart. You'll be of no use to anyone if you exhaust yourself." And Professor says, "I thought I could readily switch my Psylink from one group to the other, and thereby keeping tabs on both, but that's proving impossible." And so Professor continues here. "Our plan was for Team America to steal the Crystal Viper once and return before dawn, while the New Mutants try to rescue Danny in case Team America fails. So far, neither group has accomplished its goals." And Lalandra says, "It's early yet. We must wait. It's so hard, Lil. It's the price one pays for being a leader." So, all right. And so it was Danny that she's dressed differently. In the cover, she was not wearing her New Mutants uniform. So we're here in Big Sur, California here, and Danny is sitting on her prison cell thinking. And she realizes just how much trouble she is in. And then she wonders if there's guards outside, and perhaps she can create her spirit forms to scare them, like she did Viper. But then she realizes that wouldn't work because she needs them to open the door. So, and so she's thinking of ways to use her power here. She says here, "Professor Xavier's been trying to teach me to control the kinds of images I pull from people's heads. If only I could somehow lure a guard in here, or create a solid reality instead of phantoms to bash the door in, or make my power work long distance against someone I can't see, so I could give whoever is watching on that monitor a real fight." And so here we have the Silver Samurai. You can see he's on his robe here, and he says here, "What a look, there's passion and untamed spirit in you, child, that rivals Viper's. I wonder if your mentor Xavier realizes he has a tiger by the tail," he thinks here. And then Viper comes out and says, "How fare is our young guest?" And Silver Samurai says, "She is dangerous, Viper. She should be killed." So I like the coloring, purple and yellow. Um, and Viper says, "All in good time, warrior. I wish her death to be artistic. That takes some thought. Also, I'm curious about her powers." And she turns off the TV here, or the monitor. And she says, "What ails you, Kenucho? I do not wish to pry, but of late you've seemed preoccupied. It's affecting your judgment and efficiency, and that I cannot allow, even for one I care for." And he says, "Yashada Shingen is dead. He was my father." And so this takes place after the Wolverine limited series here. So I am truly sorry. I know how much he meant to you. So will you now be returning home to Japan to claim your inheritance? He says, "I have no inheritance. No inheritance. Shingen pledged that upon his death I would become Lord of Clan Yashida, but my place has been usurped by his daughter Mariko." And he grabs his sword here and busts that lamp in half. And she has announced her betrothal to a Gaijin foreigner, the X-Men Wolverine. "I have no land, no name, I am nothing." And she says here, "You are my champion and my friend. When we finish our business here, I suggest we depart for Tokyo and claim what is rightfully yours. And should the Lady Mariko and her paramour object, they will die," says the Silver Samurai. So now we are in Black Mesa, and it looks like Team America is trying to go in to break into the fortress here. And so they're happy they got to work together a little bit. And here comes the cowboy here and realizes that these two are so tired and they fell asleep here. And Xavier appears. My doing, cowboy. They've earned their rest, and while asleep, with their natural defenses weakened, I can more easily hone their mutant abilities, even at this distance. And Cowboy says, better them than me, pard. I ain't sure I like the idea of somebody, even you, Prof, poking it about inside my head. Come on, Gigi, I need a hand with the bikes. And Georgina says, that place looks so frightening. I hope Wrench and Honcho are okay. So, and here we have some AIM agents, but you can see they dispatch them, and so our heroes are putting on their stuff. So, they looks like now they've infiltrated an AIM base. So here we go here. And so they're gonna break into this vault here. And he made a mistake, and so they realize that they're unauthorized, and so they're gonna gun him down because hey. And the vault is open, and he grabs the crystal, and suddenly there's a huge explosion. And Xavier hears a psychic attack from Black Mesa, so savage, so powerful, can't repel it. The source, it's a mutant. And it says here, Xavier's formidable telepathic powers prove his undoing as the rogue mutant hones in on him, striking him down. Through the rapport he shares with Lilandra, her as well. So, and so now we are in Viper's estate, and Karma takes over this person. You can see the new mutants in silhouettes here. And Sam says, this reminds me of the first night we met. And Karma's like, shush. And so, oh my gosh. Sometimes I want to call him Bobby. Sometimes I want to call him Roberto. Sometimes I want to call him Sunspot. So, sorry about that. So, Sunspot says, trouble, Shan? And Karma says, I was supposed to consult with Professor Xavier before taking any further actions, but he is not answering my mind calls. And Sunspot says he's probably too busy with his new darlings, Team America. And oh my God, Sam here says, I thought they were your heroes, Bobby, especially Wolf. And Sunspot's like, they were till I met them. And Karma says, it's getting late. We can wait no longer for the professor. Move carefully and quietly. And so someone says, Shan. And he's like, who calls my name? Professor Xavier, is that you? And here you say, hardly, dear girl. I am that which will bring about his destruction, and you shall be my instrument. No. So Chris Claremont is setting up a story that will that'll have a payoff at a later time here. So we know Chris Claremont loves his his plot threads. So all right, here, Blessed Madonna, how did I see? Oh, sorry, what did I see? What frightened me so? What have I done? And so Sunspot says, why did you scream? Look out at the searchlight. And this guard's like, they're here. Intruder alert outside on the double. What are your orders? What do you think, dummy? And here comes Cannonball, and he plows through them here. And Sunspot throws the truck toward them. And Karma's like, splendid, Robert. Eliminated the generators, and with it the lights. The darkness is an ally. I shall put it to good use. So she possesses these two guards here. And so they break in, and they rescue. I believe they're here to rescue her. Nope. But she uses the thing here. So she uses her powers to scare them and then eliminates them. And then she comes out and sees Rain on the floor. And the Silver Samurai says, the blow was meant to kill, as is this one. So, back to Mexico. And they're heading back to the border. They're about an hour away. But AIM has found them. So, and they're going to use their mutant powers so that one of them turns into the Black Rider. So there we go, and it looks like it was Wolf or Lobo, and so you can see the Black Rider dispatching the AIM people. So um and so it was Wolf who became the Black Rider here. But they all have the ability, if you remember from the previous issue, they can all become the Black Rider. So we are now back here, and Samurai is about to kill both of them, but here comes Cannonball. And Cannonball's like, I figure you owe me a rematch for our little scrap back in New York. Um, and he continues here. This is as good a time and place as any to settle up. What you say? I hope that landing hurt, Samurai. There's more like it. And the Silver Samurai says, approach me then, boy, if you dare, so that my energy blade may swiftly send you to join your misbegotten ancestors. And Sunspot says, stay back, Sam. The next round is mine. And Silver Samurai thinks here, what a blow. I felt that even through my armor, I cannot withstand another. My primary responsibility is to Viper. Once I have determined she is alright, I will dispose of these upstart children. And so he teleports away here. You can see him pressing the button here to do that. Not again, he's disappearing, says Sunspot here. And so you can see here Karma's trying to take over Viper here. And the Silver Samurai shows up here, and Viper says, Harada, you fool. Samurai, your distraction is precisely what I require to overwhelm Viper's defenses and seize her mind. And aims Viper's sword at him. Drop your sword or I will fire. Viper speaks, but with Karma's voice. May your gods have mercy on you, brat. And he hits her. Surely Viper will not here. And so, striking Viper affected the girl. I'll keep that in mind for future reference. You're vulnerable, Karma. It would take no effort to kill you, but I prefer leaving that pleasure to Viper. And so they both disappear here. And so, here we go. We're almost done. And so back to the Colorado here. Now it's the morning here. And the professor's being woken up here. And now they're like, I wish I knew. Now I know whether he wasn't answering. And of course, Xavier says, a psychic assault, like I've never experienced before. And of course, Lilandra's also waking up, says, and my headache is as fierce as yours, beloved, but I am recovering here. And Xavier says, there's no sign of the entity anymore. Maybe it was destroyed in that explosion. What you felt was its death trauma. I almost wish that were the case. Sorry, that was from over here. And Hancho says, maybe that explosion is what it did. And Xavier says, I almost wish that were the case, Hancho. Unfortunately, I sensed not death, but birth, says Xavier. A new mutant possessing unimaginable abilities, unimaginable power. If only we knew what AIM was working on. So Hancho says, we got the crystal, Professor. That counts for something. And then Xavier says, and raises another question. What does Viper want it? Strap yourselves in. While Lilandra and I prepare the Blackbird to take off, I've been out of contact with my students too long. We must get to them quickly. And Hanjo says, wait a minute, Professor. We had to leave two of our teammates behind the desert. We go nowhere without them. Of course not. But they should reach us by the time we're ready to leave. And so, here they are. So, here comes the rest of the mutants, and they are happy to have Danny back. And poor Rain, she's a little hurt. And Shan says, the samurai cut her. The wound was pretty nasty, but it's healing like wildfire. I think she'll be fine. And Danny says, Shan, Rain told me about the deal you made with your uncle. I won't let you do it. And Karma says, it's not your concern, Danny. And Danny says, the heck it isn't. If not for me, you wouldn't be in this mess. If anyone should pay that debt, it's me. And she's like, I gave my word. And Xavier shows up. Students, Karma, what have you done? I instructed you to consult with me before taking any action against Viper. And she says, I tried, but you didn't answer. I had no alternative. And Xavier says, I'd have preferred that you wait, but in light of your circumstances and your success, I support your decision. We are airborne and will reach you within the hour. So, and they notice that his astral image is changing before her eyes. And the others are not reacting. And of course, it's speaking to her. Shankoi Man. And she goes, the voice, the one I heard before. I have come to claim you, body and soul forever. And Chris Claremont says that a lot, body and soul here. And she screams, and they're like, what the heck? So, and off there's a little yacht, and here are the Silver Samurai and Viper. I just like loose ends, Harada. Dispose of them as you command, Viper. And they blow it up here. And they're like, no, my mind link with the New Mutants have been severed. That last instant, I pierced sudden surprise terror, pain, then oblivion. Hurry, Lil, hurry. Get us to California as fast as possible. I fear something terrible has happened. Next issue, flying down to Rio. So, did the New Mutants blow up? Well, of course not, but hey. All right, New Mutants number 6 by Chris Claremont, Sal Buscema. Like and subscribe. I do thank you for listening. Goodbye.